Hello and welcome to Ninqueso Live, episode 36. Should be 37, but we're only on 36 because there was a temporal anomaly last week and the world collapsed and we were not here. I am Gran Queso and I am joined by the elusive Miss Brie.
Hi, bestie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Those who know me closest know I was at the neurologist last week. It was a bit of a week, but I'm feeling a lot better.
That's good. That's good. You never did tell me what happened. You just told me, can't do podcast, had bad news, and that's the last I ever heard of you. So
yeah,
I've had over a week of just like not knowing what's going on and worrying.
Yeah, so I will be under the care of neurology for the next 5 years, apparently. So that was not great. But yeah, I think things will be okay. Things will be okay. And I can still eat donuts, which is kind of the main thing, really.
Well, that's good then. By the end of those 5 years, they should be able to transplant your brain into like a mechanical brain. And you'll be like a cyborg.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Or just uploaded somewhere. My consciousness uploaded to the mainframe. That'd be great.
Go. Awesome. You're probably already there. So, in your week of despair, have you been able to play anything?
I did play a bit of Alice, actually, but there's a couple of things that I like the look of on the next Games with Gold. So we'll talk about those when we get to that point. But yeah, I have just about finished Alice.
Good, because there's
my next big thing.
Second Extinction. It's a 2-player, which we can do online with shooty dinosaur game.
Oh, dinosaurs!
We shooty dinosaurs, and it's like a 2-player one as well. So that would work quite well because there's like 2 of us.
Yeah. What have you been playing, bestie?
Oh God, what have I been playing? I've been playing everything. We started Wind Waker HD. Started that one, so about halfway through on that. I've been playing Fall Guys. My crown drought ended yesterday, which was good because I'd committed to, like, if I hadn't won a crown by the end of the week, I was going to do a stream next week where I just didn't stop playing until I won a crown.
Holy crap.
Yeah, 72-hour stream coming up. But luckily, I won a crown. So there is no endless stream last week.
Well, that's
next
all right,
week at all. So yeah, and also I've got this lovely little Ninqueso club thing here.
Oh.
I know, right?
Posh.
It's good. Yeah, but
how's Jolly Kelly?
She's sulking because she was in the way and I pushed her off the desk and now she's gone.
Bad times.
She batted me a couple of times and left. She was like, "Damn you, human! Right, I'm going to bat you and then I'm going to leave." So yeah, that's Kelly.
So we've got quite a bit of news this week. I thought it'd been a quiet week, but then it turned out not to be.
A couple of stories from last week because I wanted to touch on them as well. So yeah, there's a couple of things from last week.
There's one which, and I think you'll know which one it'll be. Absolutely gutted, man. Gutted.
I think I know which one that is.
Yeah.
How dare PlayStation bring back the PlayStation Store for PlayStation 3?
Yeah. Shall we do some quick news to start with?
The kind of news we don't really want to talk about, but we feel we should mention.
That's the kind.
Okay. Nintendo Switch is now the 6th best selling video game system of all time in Japan. And it's expected to overtake the PlayStation 2 very soon as well. I know, right? Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart trailer that dropped the other day, I think it was like a couple of days ago, Monday, has now had 1.1 million views. And I'm not one of them.
No.
The new internet browser on the Xbox is adding keyboard and mouse support. So you can use your keyboard and mouse on the browser. And Nintendo has just dropped, this was yesterday, a free demo for Miitopia on the Switch. And if you're interested, I will be playing that after the podcast. The latest update for iOS software has added PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series controller support for Apple devices. New Pokemon Snap's first patch has already been released, even though the game is not out till Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And not only do we have Games with Gold coming up, PlayStation literally about 20 minutes ago released their games for May. So we'll do the PlayStation ones first while we're here. Kelly, in the way. I can't see anything. Kelly! Get out of the way, little girl. Right, so on the PlayStation side of things, we are getting Wreckfest Drive Hard, Die Last Battlefield 5, and Stranded Deep. I'm not impressed.
No, I could tell by that little face you made there. I know you so well that I'm just like, yeah, best.
Yeah, I don't have PlayStation Plus anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. But on the Xbox side, I think it gets even worse.
Yeah, we've got
Armello Dungeons, Lego Batman,
Lego,
which, you know, that only came out about 5-6 years ago.
yeah.
And
Tropico 4.
Tropico 4. So, is it even worth clicking to install them?
I'd play Armello.
It's got a rabbit in it. I guess I'm just going to click this trailer and see what happens.
Yeah, do that.
It's got a rabbit, so that's always a good thing.
Make sure the sound's turned down though. You know.
Yeah, the sound's off. No, I don't think I'd play Armello. It looks like a battle strategy simulation game. It's not my sort of thing. And I've already got Lego Batman on the Xbox 360, so yes, it's not a good week for a good month for games. Unless you absolutely love those games, in which case, well done. I'm happy for you.
Good for you, chaps.
Good for you. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So that's the end of the quick news.
That was quick as well. We soared through that.
I love it.
Yes, right. Going on to the main news. You remember a couple of weeks ago when we were here, we announced that PlayStation was shutting down the PS3 and the Vita and the PSP stores. Well,
that's not happening now.
PSP store's still going, but they're going to leave the PS3 and the Vita store. They're not going to shut it down. I think it's probably because the panic that people had that they dashed to these shops and started buying stuff. And then Sony was like, oh, look, we're making money from this. Let's leave it a bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the backlash was massive. So,
yes.
You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think this is about. It's because you get to a point where it damages the brand and then you've got an issue. But you're quite right. A lot of people, you know, have been saying that they dashed to buy things. So maybe it's just sales. But I've got the statement here in front of me. And sort of like, it's quite a long statement. But one of the things they say, it's clear we made the wrong decision here.
Yeah.
Holds up hands and says, yeah. But what gets me is to say, I'm glad we can keep this piece of history alive for gamers to enjoy. Like, it's all altruistic and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to close down one day. It's just they're seeing them making money at the moment, so... Well, why would they close it down if they're making money? I think it's also like they had to backlash from the developers as well, didn't they? Because they'd sold development kits for like the Vita and that not long ago. And all of a sudden they've gone, yeah, we're closing the store down. So that game you're making, you're not going to be able to sell it anywhere.
So the statement concludes with, thank you for sharing your feedback. We're always listening and appreciate the support from our PlayStation community.
Yeah, I mean... This is true. I mean, I guess it is like, it does kind of show that if you bring up concerns with the company's practice in a tasteful and respectful manner, kind of like, look, please don't close these stores down. We do use them. If enough people do that, then they will listen to you. So we had that with the Xbox, didn't we, not long ago, when they suddenly decided to double the Games with Gold price for the year. And like the backlash was like, whoa. And like, literally they were like, okay, we're not doing that. Sorry.
Yeah. But let's also I do feel like the original decision made sense. PS3 is 15 years old, isn't it?
It is getting on there now. I can't imagine they have many people going there to buy games. But that is the problem with the digital stores. It's costing them money to keep it open. But once it's closed, then what for the people like that go back and play the games retroly? Retroly, is that a word? I don't think that's a word. Because it's like
retroactive.
The price of like retro games is just going up and up and up. It's getting ridiculous now, some of the price of these games, which I think why having the digital versions at least gives people a chance to play them. But they need to get it like, I mean, pretty much like Xbox. Not every game is compatible, but you can still buy original Xbox games on the Xbox Series X. I mean, there's only a limited amount, but obviously they're adding to it all the time. So I think that is where it needs to go. We need to get it so that the newer machines can play the older content, even if it is only digitally, just to give that option. Because otherwise these games are literally just going to vanish into the void and never be seen again. Because even with
Absolutely.
physical
I thought the three was
versions,
just lovely.
you get like disc rot and things. They will deteriorate after a while, and you won't be able to easily find physical versions that work. So, you know, just as like to preserve the games, you need to be able to play them on everything. I mean, obviously, like Nintendo, that's never going to happen because they all have different mediums. Like GameCube got little tiny discs, the N64 had cartridges. So, I think getting things digitally on the latest system is probably for the best. But I guess it's like an investment in it. Are they going to get the money back from doing the work to put it there? It's not my problem. I just want the games. I buy your games, Sony. I pay for your wages. Therefore, you do as I say.
Yeah, that's above our
ridiculous
pay grade,
argument, isn't it? Ridiculous
well above
argument.
our pay grade.
Exactly. But yes, PlayStation 3 store is not closing down. So all you people that panicked bought everything, haha. You didn't need to. But talking about the PlayStation.
Oh my God, it went down, didn't it, Bessie?
It did. PlayStation Network went down, and that causes a bit of problem because most games need to communicate with the PlayStation Network to be able to play them.
It went down lock, stock, and barrel. There was nothing happening. Just about everything. Can't sign in. No online features. No online games.
I was watching someone.
How long was it down for, Bestie?
I don't know. A while. I was watching a streamer playing Fall Guys, and they just suddenly got kicked out of the game. And they just couldn't get it to work again because obviously Fall Guys is 100% online. Does it say in the article how long it was down for?
I got reports saying it was around 2 hours.
Which isn't a massive amount of time, but it is still an amount of time. You know, some people would only have that 2 hours in their day to be able to play games. And if they couldn't play them, that's kind of like, oh, man.
Oh, that sucks.
Man. It's rubbish. So, but it came back. It's back now. Is that the reason why I might not be able to join? Gemma, that might have been the reason why you couldn't set up an account on Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
That very probably might have been, actually. Because when were you trying to do that? Was it Tuesday you were trying? No, was it Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember. It's possible, so I'd give it another go trying to set up an account for Call of Duty.
Yeah. I had to give that a few goes as well. I found it hard to set up for Call of Duty, so give it another go. Yeah,
because we're playing Call of Duty on Sunday night. We're doing a Call of Duty stream. God, I'm rubbish at it now.
We've always been rubbish.
Monday. When did this happen? I think might have been Monday. When did this happen?
It was Monday.
Yes, it was Monday, Gemma. So that's very probably why it was having issues. Oh, we helped.
Anyway.
Yes.
Moving
on with a very odd
Super Mario Party.
Yeah, this came out of absolutely nowhere, this one. Super Mario Party, which came out back in 2018? It got an update. Its first update, and they've added online play. A free update, so you can now, because originally the online capabilities of Mario Party were 10 mini games that you could just play in mini games against random people. And now you've got the full game, and you can invite friends as well from a friends list, which is the first time you can do that on a Nintendo game. And I've seen a video. It looks like it works pretty well, and it's free, but it's taken them 2 years to update it.
Can you show the mini video, because it does actually look pretty cool?
What, Mario Party? I've got Mario Party.
Yeah,
there's a video. Oh, this is just right. This is just kind of Nintendo Life's video of them playing it. And it's a board game. If you don't know what Mario Party is, it's a board game with lots of mini games, and it's for 4 people. So you go around the board and then you hit little mini games. Let's find the mini game.
The details are that there are 3 modes playable online. You can choose a friend match or a private game, and lobbies are password protected. There is up to 4 players, but if there's 2 players on one system, you can connect with one other system. So yeah, you can play co-op in 70 mini games.
Yes. So if anyone in my community has Mario Party, we might look at doing a Mario Party night one day, because that'll be good. That'll be fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I mean, people are kind of like, why did it take so long for this? This should have been there at launch. I mean, obviously, Mario Party has sold an awful lot. It's like 13 million copies or something it's sold. It's like, it's nearly shifted 14 million copies. So it's the 7th highest selling Nintendo game on the Switch. I mean, that might be one reason. I've seen a few people talk about it, but no one's sort of ever come up across this point, which is something I'm thinking might be the reason. Didn't Monster Hunter Rise use a new protocol for online play?
Yes,
I'm just thinking maybe because they're now using that, maybe they couldn't get Mario Party to work well enough before, so it was like too laggy or something like that. But now they've got the new protocol in. Maybe they were like, actually, we can get Mario Kart to work now. That's why they've updated it when they have.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me. But yeah, so you now play it 70 mini games, all online, proper board game, which is good. The only downside is if someone rage quits or just leaves the game, that's it. The game disconnects and the game's over. So you could be like an hour into the game and someone's just like, no, off, I'm losing, I'm gone. And then that's it, the game's gone. It would have been nice if someone did that, if the computer took over their character, just to keep the game going. But then again, it's like,
all our friends are not rage quitting.
it's not like you're just going into a lobby with 3 other randoms and playing it, because then that would happen a lot. You need to either add people from your friends list or give people a code to get in there. Which is why it would work well for streaming if anyone has Mario Party. But I don't know. No one's even talked about Mario Party.
The cheesy posse needs to do it.
The cheesy chat does need to get some Mario Party going on. So yeah, free update if you've got it.
Free.
Right.
We like free.
This is an odd one in my opinion. PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus Video Pass, but only in Poland.
No, it's going everywhere, but this is like no one knows what it's going to be apart from in Poland at the moment. It has been announced for all regions. I don't know. Have you ever watched streaming or video on a games console?
Well, the boy does use his Xbox to play DVDs on it because we don't have a separate DVD player, right?
Is my Blu-ray player down in London then? Because you got my Blu-ray player, yeah, that's true. But for streaming, I feel there's better options. I can understand it with something like the Switch that's handheld, because then you can sit there in handheld mode doing it. But if you're going to like hook it up to your TV, I mean, let's be real. If you've got a PlayStation, you've probably got a smart TV anyway that just has the apps on there.
That's what I was just going to say, is that, there's very few people these days who don't have a smart TV, and your streaming apps come on there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
I use the Xbox to log into Disney Channel. But it's really just because I haven't managed to put the app onto my smart TV yet. And also because the original code came from my Xbox Game Pass. So that's why it ended up, I'm just signing through there, because obviously they gave you, was it a free month or something?
Yes, you got a free month of Disney Plus if you were with Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, so I accessed it through there, and then I've never switched it over to my smart TV, to be honest.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, if that it's extra value to your PlayStation Plus account, but it does make you think, how much are they actually going to have on there? I mean, I know Sony produces their own films and stuff anyway, so they've got a catalogue they can add on.
Yeah, I read somewhere that they had initially added 20, which is not that much compared to Netflix, which is 159,000.
I guess if you're not paying any extra for it, but it's kind of like, that would be done in less than a month for most people, for like people that actually watch. And then what? It's just like, it's just there. Yeah. Oh well, I mean, it's a free thing. I think it's an odd choice to do, but I mean, it adds value to the service, I guess. Yeah. If you want to watch it, but
so the testing just going through Poland at the moment.
Yes.
So for some reason, their data fits what they need to test the launch of this. So yeah, at the moment it's in Poland, but it will be rolled out if testing is successful, I guess. But there's no date for that as yet.
No, it's just going to be something that happens at some point. Oh well. Okay, this one. This was
started on this story. Honestly, bestie, I am like, whatever. John Garvin can just take this, roll it up, and stick it where the sun don't shine. Lovely, really. You just tell the girls and boys what he said.
Okay,
obviously bleep out.
I will beep out. The Days Gone director has, because they're like, okay, here's a little bit backstory. Days Gone is not getting a sequel. It was turned down, and the director of the original Days Gone has come out and said, this was like a couple of weeks ago, this should have been on last week's episode, has come out and said, if you love a game, buy it at effing full price. He has.
Where do I even begin?
Yeah, I mean, he has come out and released something after, like, last week saying, oh, but a big thank you to everyone that has played the game after they didn't play it on launch day, but we still appreciate you. But yeah.
Excuse me, this was the game which was buggy as all hell on release and virtually unplayable.
That's it.
And
it's like buying a game at full price in this day and age. That's great, but excuse me, can companies make sure the game is ready to be released? Cyberpunk. Games are coming out broken and getting fixed after release, so why would we pay full price? Also, Days Gone was a brand new IP. How the hell do you know you're going to love that game when it comes out at £60?
Exactly.
And now games are going to be £70 to buy brand new, so you are going to have to sit back and like, apparently it's not happened with PlayStation 5 so much, but PlayStation 4 games, Sony would release them full price. 3 months down the line, they'll drop. 6 months down the line, they'll drop again. So why wouldn't you wait?
Well, the other thing is, that's quite a privileged point of view.
Yes.
In the current day and age. I know there's a lot of people who spend money on their hobbies, but let's be honest, we're in the middle of a pandemic where a lot of people have lost their jobs or they're on furlough. They're struggling to make ends meet. And you're talking about pay full price, which in some cases is horrific full price for a game that is buggy AF, doesn't really work, and you're criticising us for waiting till the price drops. Are you having a laugh, love? Are you seriously having a giraffe? Because this guy, to me, he wants a slap. Yeah.
And it's like you said, don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel. I think he's just bitter that Sony went, no, you're not getting a sequel. It didn't perform well enough.
Yeah, this guy is bitter.
But the problem is that is the big thing, though. We live in an age now where we can't be sure if a game's coming out is going to work. Let alone be good. So it's
one
bizarre,
of his quotes here. I think so. Obviously, it's getting a little bit more engagement recently. But what he's saying is, I think the uptick in engagement within the game is not as important as did you buy the game at full price? Because if you did, then that's supporting the developers directly. Sorry, developers aren't a charity. If they released games that worked first time or are interesting and engaged, people would be more inclined to buy them first time out the gate. But there's a definitely. Recently there's a huge trust problem in new games that are being released. Huge. And
it's like you say, like, I think, like, I've never really played anything like, just going back to CD Projekt Red, because obviously that's like the most recent big game that's come out in a bit of a sticky situation.
Sticky situation is an understatement. Let's just wind it back for 1 second.
Yeah,
for me, to give refunds. It was that bad. I wouldn't trust any game that comes out from them until I've seen how it plays. There are companies that I still would trust. Like, I know Nintendo, they don't release broken games. They might release games that aren't particularly good, but they're not broken. So Pokemon Snap comes out on Friday, and I'm fully intending to pick that up on day one because I know I will like that game. I have seen a review on it now, and it's had good reviews. Like you said, there's a trust level there, isn't there?
But you can't trust that games are just going to work. that's like the minimum they should do. When a game releases, it should work. You know?
Absolutely.
Doesn't have to be good, but it should at least be functional.
Yeah, but getting bitter and defensive about the situation really is helping your case, John.
Yes, that's why I wanted to leave this one in, because it was like, I just can't believe someone came out and said that. It's just...
That's me. I'm raging.
Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, for many people, gaming is an expensive luxury. They cannot afford to buy games at full price. I'm with them.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's like, it's rare that I can buy games when they first come out. But I also like, going back to like the Pokemon game that's coming out, I know 2 years down the line, it's still going to be the same price, because that's what Nintendo do. And people know that PlayStation games come down in price. I know PlayStation are trying to change that now, because apparently Demon's Souls that came out at launch of PlayStation 5 is still the same price, still the $70 or £70 when it came out, as it is 6 months down the line. So I think Sony are trying to stop that, so people don't just wait and buy it later. But the problem is, people are programmed like that. They know a lot of games will come down in price. So why, unless you are really desperate to play the game and be like, oh my God, I really want to play this game, which, let's be fair, with a new franchise, you're not going to know if you like it or anything. You're going to want to sit back and like, is that game for me?
Yeah, whereas, what's the reviews like? You know, I just...
Whereas the chances are, if people did enjoy Days Gone and they got a Days Gone 2, they probably would sell more at launch, because people would be excited for it because they liked the first one.
Hi, Debbie Jane.
Hello,
welcome
Debbie.
on.
It's better late than never.
Glad to have you, baby.
So yeah, this guy, get in touch with reality, please.
He's a first-class a-hole, in my humble opinion.
Yes, and okay, we're at the sad story now.
Oh no!
Do you want some sad? Okay.
God,
do you want some sad music? Do you want some sad music?
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Super Nintendo World has been forced to close just 1 month after opening.
Just as backstory for everybody, this was a Ninqueso on tour road trip that me and Bestie had planned.
It'll be open by the time we can afford that, though.
I know, but, you know, for the day when we get sponsorship, obviously. But we were going to go to Super Nintendo World, and we're going to visit the big Sonic in the woods and get noodles and satay sauce and have a great time. But now, crash and burn, it's not happening because Super Ninqueso
Super Ninqueso World. Hell yeah, we're there already, are we? We've got our Super Ninqueso World.
That's right, we need one of those. But yeah, so this is basically in the wake of them having to limit numbers. And then
the park is always
infections are high with COVID, and so that it's an unfortunate situation. But,
when the park opened, it's been running on limited attendance. Like you say, is it a state of emergency there again now, which has forced it to close?
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it'll open again, but it's like you say, I can understand how they really want to get this park open because they spent all this money making it, but it probably was a little bit
optimistic,
to get it open for when they did. I mean, I guess they made money. So at least they made some money from it.
And
sorry, you cut out then.
I was just saying, there's a state of emergency in Osaka, so it limits public gathering and travel. It's kind of one step short of a complete lockdown. So this is what's happening, and it's very, very disappointing. But I think, on balance, people probably shouldn't be going to Japan at the moment.
Well, that's it. I mean, this is kind of like I went to the shops today and I bumped into someone that comes to our wrestling shows. And he obviously stopped to talk to me for a bit because that's what they do. And he was like, "Oh, are you going to be running this year?" And I was like, I don't think it's a wise idea to schedule stuff for this year because
No.
it could easily just be like have to cancel it again. As I told them, I know there's some promotions that are already starting to run shows, but I wouldn't trust it at the moment. So I said maybe next year, but it's like say we just got to wait and see. I'm not that keen.
For me, it's a case of what is our responsibility to
Exactly.
our fans.
You know,
It's the same as, you know, obviously, you know, people know that I was teaching yoga classes before, you know, we went into the first lockdown. I actually stopped classes before the government brought in restrictions, simply because, oh, Kelly.
she's like lying down, just having shin rubs.
Bless her. Oh. Hi, Eva. Yeah, I stopped classes before the government brought in any restrictions, simply because I felt I didn't want to put people at risk. And I take that seriously. And, you know, I know we've got the vaccine coming out, but you know, the truth is that until everyone in the world has been vaccinated, we simply don't know if a new variant will escape the vaccine. And we have to be very careful. Yeah. You know, we've both got, you know, people that we love, and we don't want to put them at risk any more than, you know, sort of, then we want to put our wrestling fans at risk.
I don't have anyone that I love. Apart from Kelly.
F you, Betty. F you.
You abandoned me. I've not seen you for so long, I can't love you anymore. You even said we're hanging out today.
Or whatever. Listen, if I offer you to buy you a donut, the love will come back in a millisecond.
Donut, you say?
What flavour, I say?
Right. Okay. Yes. Fujifilm has released a new printer for the Nintendo Switch.
Game Boy.
Well, not the Game Boy, the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Spirit of the Game Boy.
The spirit of the Game Boy. Yes. Yeah. So you can like print out your pictures that you've taken on the Switch. Do we live in an age where people actually print pictures out anymore? I mean, don't they just live in the digital world these days, pictures? Apart from the odd one or two that you think to yourself, right, I want that one. But do you print it out yourself or do you get it printed out professionally?
No, I don't print it out myself. I go and get it. If I have photos in my flat, which have obviously been taken on a phone, but then I've had them printed out professionally because I want them in a frame. But the rest of them, obviously, I just keep digitally. And the other thing is there are lots of apps online sharing apps. So I have one with my family, who basically, obviously, you know, I've got 2 grandchildren and they've got quite an extended family in various different parts of the country and so on. So everybody's got like a coded membership to this, and pictures of the kids get uploaded to the app. So everybody everywhere in the country, and obviously that's where they're stored.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, for me, I can't see this being that popular. But then again, I did see the Pikachu case for it, and I wondered if you might be interested in that.
What, the Pikachu case? I probably would be, but then I don't really want the printer. I mean, it's only little. It is only little. It's smaller than a phone.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like a good novelty for like good for kids kind of thing. Where's the Pikachu thing? It's not showing it. I guess like for kids it'd be quite good. You'd end up with pictures everywhere, but it's like how long did the ink last and all that. I mean, like it says like it's reminiscent for the Game Boy, because the Game Boy had a Game Boy printer, which I still have my Game Boy printer. Can't get paper for it anymore, but I still have my Game Boy printer and Game Boy camera.
That's it.
And to my knowledge, they work. But yes, so you can now print your stuff out if you want to. Oh, Kelly. Right, this last story is just bizarre.
Would you get one?
Sorry?
Debbie Jane likes it. I was just wondering if she'll get one.
Who knows? Right. Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed. Mr. Men.
Interesting crossover here, given that it takes about 800 cutting off of heads to finish the game of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah. There's like Assassin's Creed are getting their own illustrated short stories in the style of Mr. Men.
Oh, yeah, because that's what springs to mind when you think Vikings rampaging across the landscape, pillaging and all that sort of shizzle.
Debbie says she would get it. It doesn't seem that expensive.
Oh,
There you go then.
Cool.
I guess we're just out of touch. Let's go to their
I am.
website.
I'm not down with
No,
it.
that's not their website. Where's the official website? Yeah, so they're
This
releasing
is
like a
weird.
load of books, and like for some reason they're doing like Assassin's Creed in the style of Mr. Men, which is just weird.
I don't know. I must think it's kind of cool and funny, but I just don't know. It just seems weird to me.
Because you got like your literature, your graphic novels, illustrated ones, and then it's just like, yeah, Mr. Men. Where are we?
I would do graphic novels, but Mr. Men, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it's not like a kid's game, is it? Really? I'd be very interested to see if like these Mr. Men books are actually as bloody as the game. Because
I just feel
that
like
could be quite funny.
What's your market? You know what I mean? What's your actual demographic? How many people are actually going to buy these? Yeah, I know, Debbie. I know it's very hard, my lovely.
And it's actually the person that's illustrated it is the son of the original illustrator of the Mr. Men books.
Oh God,
So
that's weird.
So if you've ever thought to yourself,
it.
I love my Assassin's Creed, but wish it was a bit more Mr. Men like. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hope.
I love my.
Can I just put it out there?
And...
Can we get an Assassin's Creed game in this style? I would be down for that. I really would.
Weird.
I am weird, but I would be down for it. And that is this week's news that we cared about.
Well, there's a bit of a news update. I am 18 hours away from my haircut.
Wow. Where's the donut review?
I know. My issue is
you don't have a donut.
I couldn't find anybody to sponsor my donut.
Well, harsh. You start these things. Right? You need to commit to them. You need to be on the phone, phoning up.
If anybody would like to sponsor my donut, please step forward.
Sure, it's just like a way to get free donuts.
Well, that's what sponsorship is. What are you talking about? Yeah. So anyway, my haircut is tomorrow morning.
So you'll have a new haircut for next week. You won't recognize you.
I will. So tune in, peeps. Tune in.
Tune in and find out what happened to Miss Brie's hair. Right.
It's all coming off. Yeah. So questions, anybody? First question is always, what's for dinner? What's for dinner for you, bestie?
Everyone knows what I got for dinner because I made like a kilo of chili. So I've got that for the next week and a half.
Yep. Okay. We're having steak, new potatoes, broccoli, green beans.
Oh, I'm having chili.
I know.
Chili and rice. Chili, I got like
chili and rice.
Servings in the freezer. I got servings in the fridge. It's all over the place. There's so much.
Got chili coming out everywhere.
I got carried away.
It's a shame that Jelly Belly Kelly doesn't like eating chili.
She likes sniffing olives. She had a good sniff of an olive yesterday. She was like, "What's this?" And she kept sniffing it. I don't know.
You were eating olive?
I was eating olives with garlic in the middle. Yes.
Do any of you do PT? Well, I'm not doing PT at the moment because obviously there are restrictions in place. I'm not sure if Farron's doing it remotely.
Who's that?
You. Barbecue chicken, rice and veg. Wow.
I think you mean a Ninqueso or El Gran Queso. Not this
that's
other
the gamer dude.
Not this other
PT
person.
is somebody else.
Not this other. Don't just dox me in the middle of our podcast. If my name was John, it'd be fine, but because my name's so rare.
It's but your PT persona is significantly different.
Yes. I've not really thought about going back, like doing PT stuff or anything at the moment. I mean, obviously you can if you did it outside. You can do exercise outside, can't you, at the moment?
Yes. So, yeah, there are certain restrictions in place, so it has to be outside. You can't do it inside. So
I wouldn't say 100% no, but it just depends what people are after. Never liked doing one-to-ones. Always preferred doing group sessions. But that's just me.
It has to be a Ninqueso training session then.
Okay, Gemma, I will send you a message. I will send you a message about it probably tomorrow. Because because it'll be late by the time I
I
finish streaming.
think, Gemma, what we have to do is we have to look up the guidance from the governing body
Yeah,
just to
need to
make
find
sure
things.
what the rules
Need
are.
to find things out first. Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's probably
Any
it
more
then.
questions?
While we're waiting, wouldn't bother me you outside. Cool. That's where it'd have to be. Get you crawling through the mud. Crawl through the mud, Gemma.
Yeah.
Okay, where can they find you?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter at gamergirl_Miss Brie. That's GMRGRL_MISSBRIE. So come and say hi and ask me a question and so on. I'll say hi back. And where can they find you, Mr. H?
You can find Mr. Q. Stop doxing me. Jeez. Oh. You can find me on Facebook, Ninqueso Twitch Gaming, which if you at Gran Queso 74 comes up. And you can find me on Twitter as well, Ninqueso. Right, let's do this. Let's see what happens.
Okay, are you ready to do the Batman thing?
I am, and I've also clicked off of OBS, so we shouldn't go through to a big me scene. We should go with the Batman, not the not Batman noise. I haven't got one, but let's just see what happens.
I'll give you a 3 count-in. Are you ready?
Awesome. Great, go for it.
3, 2, 1, action.
Will Miss Brie's haircut actually go ahead? And will she come to stream next week holding a bag of all the hair that was cut off to auction off to the biggest pervert? Find out the questions to these answers. Same cheesy time, same cheesy channel.
Actual stories may vary. So if you like our programme, don't forget to give us a like, give us a share, perhaps subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. Good night, bestie.
Good night, bestie.